Hi Nagalakshmi, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good too. Thank you. So can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, I'm Nagalakshmi Rajeshwaran. I did BE Computer Science and Engineering and postgraduate diploma in management. I have work experience in Storm IT solution. My role in that software test engineering, and I have 3.5 years of hands-on experience. I did two projects is based on that categories of jewelry, accessories, clothes, etc. And I did initially I did manual testing, and slowly I moved to automation testing. And in manual testing also I did Java Selenium. So I moved into automation testing. In testing, I know I using that Selenium WebDriver with TestNG, and I use Jira board, and I use Jira board for that the defect uh, defect tracking purpose only, and we use all the purposes we use in that agile methodology. Thank you.
Yeah. Can you tell us something about your automation framework?
Automation framework we use in that there are three types of framework: is data driven framework, defect driven framework, data driven framework, and behavior driven and hybrid framework. In that we using in the hybrid framework is like uh, is uh, is used to I think
Yeah, yeah.
I
So no worries. Even if you're not able to recall, that is fine. Which are the other frameworks in which you are working?
current TestNG is
Mhm.
like uh, TestNG and Cucumber also we are using
Okay.
is the main thing, and we're using this Selenium WebDriver with TestNG is used for the purpose of uh, uh, proper report generation. Uh, is this is for reusable code, and it contains that minimize the it contains the easily user friendly also. So we use this we move on this purpose
Mm.
uh, Selenium WebDriver with TestNG, and in TestNG also we have that simple annotations of only that is like suit test uh, class and method is used to easily understandable and easily we will get that report properly.
Okay. What is a data-driven framework?
Data driven framework
Mm.
is like sorry sir, I forgot.
Mhm. Okay, so coming to this, hybrid framework, right? So
Yes,
hybrid framework in Selenium, it's a concept, it's a kind of framework where we are taking the advantages, or we would say we are combining both keyword-driven framework as well as data-driven framework, right?
yes, sir. Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
so it allows testers to create test cases by just looking at the keywords, right? Test data, and and it would be a combination of keyword-driven as well as data-driven framework. Whereas in data-driven framework, we would be reading the data from the files such as CSV, Excel files using Apache POI, right? You know what is Apache POI?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's like it's that is like a plugin we used to access used to access in that Selenium WebDriver with TestNG is used to um, it is like dependencies we added in form.xml,
Correct.
and
So let's say if this question comes to you in a real-time, interview, what is Apache POI? So Apache POI is not a plugin; it is an open source Java library, right?
oh, it's
Now,
a library. Okay,
yes,
Java library.
yeah. So that
Okay,
is
okay.
very important in an interview. There is a difference between plugin. Let's say if you install some XPath, helper, these are some of the plugins like Selectors Hub. These are plugins which you will install in the Chrome browser, right? But
Okay, sir.
Apache POI is an open source Java library, right? This is a very
Okay.
important keyword that you have to mention in an interview, right?
Okay. Okay,
Now,
sir. Okay.
yeah, now you can tell for what Apache POI is used.
Apache POI XML, Apache POI schema XML, they are used in that.
Uh, Used in
W.
XML. You are telling like that.
No, 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 sir. It's like uh,
Don't worry. You can take some time to think. Recall if you want to have a glass of water, you can have that as well, right?
uh, the Apache POI is used to is like dependencies is added in form.xml,
Mhm.
and mean that Apache POI uh, POI double O, it's like schema. I've really forgot.
Okay, no worries. So let's say if this question is asked to you in a real-time interview, then how you will answer is, see, generally, why do we go for Apache POI? Because Java does not provide us any kind of built-in support for working with kind of Excel files from which we have to read the data, right? So we need some sort of open source APIs for doing this job. Using this Apache POI, we would be able to create, modify, display, and perform read operations as well from the various file formats. Like Excel is there, right? XLS is there, XLSX is there, right? So
Yes,
these
yes.
kind of file formats, you can read data using Apache POI,
Okay.
right? Is it fine now?
Okay. Yeah, it's a fine.
And it can be also add in the, bomb.xml.
It's we used in the TestNG, we have fetch the data. We use in that Excel sheet, and in that property file, we
Mhm.
have to fetch it, fetch the data
Right.
for using in TestNG. We fetch the data using Excel and property file for
Mhm.
uh, for taking that for using the test case, and for their application purpose also, for generating the reports.
Mhm.
Is that yeah, right?
Okay. So properties file, the config file that you are telling. So definitely we would be writing a code in that config file as well, right? So for fetching the data you are telling.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Generally Apache POI is used for, in case of data driven frameworks actually.
Okay.
Okay. Now coming to the next question.
Yes.
What is data provider in TestNG?
Data provider
In
in
TestNG.
testing.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, Data provider.
So in your resume, it's mentioned like you have knowledge in TestNG framework, an expert in handling different methods like grouping, dependency
Yes.
methods,
Yes. Yes.
parameter,
Yes.
and data provider.
Priorities grooming. Uh, Priorities grooming depends on timeouts and parameterize. These are that I've used in testing.
Right, right. So what is data provider in TestNG? How will you use TestNG data providers?
uh, Data providers.
Hmm.
I think you are asking is data providers like a grouping. Grouping depends on exclude. These are the data providers.
No, no, no. I'm asking in general. What is data? What are data providers in TestNG? You have mentioned in your CV, no? So what are data providers in TestNG?
Right.
You're not able to recall? Okay, no worries. So I'll tell you. See, data providers in TestNG are nothing but they are one of the method, or you can say option, to pass the parameters in the test function, right? So data providers will pass different values to the TestNG test case, right? In the form of TestNG annotations, they will be passed, right? So
For like arguments, sir. It will be
yeah,
passed
yeah,
like
parameters, or you can say arguments. one and the same thing.
Okay, ma'am. In which area I only know about that proper priority depends on like that only. In that we will tell that outcome
Mhm. So,
how I apply.
right. So I'll show you one example how you will pass this data provider, how you will use this data provider. See, let me share my screen. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. So see this, you will have to write this import statement for data provider, right?
Okay,
And which are the various values that you are going to pass, right? Let's say first value, second value.
fine.
Similarly, in the login screen, if you want to pass various usernames, some sort of example that I'm taking, right? One sort of example. So accordingly, you will be passing over here, right? See at the rate test data provider equal to this, right? This thing they have passed over there,
Okay, okay.
right? Is it clear now? Okay. Now you were
Yes,
telling
I'm clear.
about priority, right? You were telling about priority, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah. So let's say if we have two test cases, one test case is having one priority, another test case is having two priority.
Okay, sir.
So which test case will get executed first?
Yeah, if we give if we have two test cases, in which if for example one is login test cases and another one is search test cases. If we want to display on the first one is login, second one is search means it gives the priority equal to one is that login test cases and priority equal to is for search test cases. So it will be automatically generated first test case and then second test case.
Right. So you mean to say you had two priorities test cases, right? So first
Yes,
test case will be getting executed, or which will be called would be priority equal to one or priority equal to two?
priority equal to one.
One. Okay. What would
See,
happen? Yes,
if
yes,
we
please
say
go ahead.
priority equal to zero means
Hmm,
it will be automatically taken as ASCII value like ascending order.
hmm. Okay. Now consider a situation where two test cases in TestNG are having same priority. One is also having one, another is also having one. Then what you would do?
If both the priorities of one, they will automatically taken as ASCII value as ascending order. They will be automatically executed as the ASCII value. Like if we that for example, if the login page and search page, there are two priorities on that. It means it will take as the alphabetical sorry ascending order. Sorry, it's an alphabetical order.
Alphabetical
Sorry,
order,
it's my sorry.
right?
It's the
No issues.
alphabetical order.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no issues. That is absolutely fine, right?
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even I was thinking, what is ascending order and how it
Okay,
would
okay.
be.
It's alphabetical order. I'm sorry.
No issues, no issues. Fine.
Uh,
So move to the next question now. Consider a scenario where you are working from Chennai, right? You are a part of automation team. There are two or three members who are working in automation team from Mumbai, right? And
okay,
then there are three or four members who are working from Pune, right? How will you
okay.
ensure that everyone is on same page? Like whichever guidelines, whichever best practices you are following, those best practices are being followed by them as well. How will you ensure?
How will I? Sorry, sir. The question is how will
Okay, so I'll repeat this scenario. Let's say you are working in automation team and you are working from
yes,
Chennai location, right? There are two or three members of automation team who are working from Mumbai location, and
Mumbai
there
and
are one or two members who are also working from Bangalore location or Pune location. How will you ensure that all of you are working on working on this automation framework and you are following the best practices, best coding guidelines, the standards? How will you ensure that?
using Skype call.
Using?
Skype call.
Yes. So you would be having daily sync up calls, right? So
Yes,
you are following
using
agile
Skype
methodology,
call.
right?
Yes, Ajay. methodology.
Yeah, so accordingly you can answer that we are following agile methodology, we are having daily sync up calls every day. So we will
Okay.
coordinate and we will
So we
collaborate
will.
among ourselves. So in a real time
Okay.
interview, they will see in the CV like that she is following agile methodology. So they won't
I
ask
guess.
what are sync up calls, what are daily sync up calls, what is the significance of daily sync up calls. They will ask you, they might ask you in a another twisted manner as well, right? Or in a
Okay.
different manner as well. Okay.
Okay.
So this is fine. Now, okay, now consider a scenario where two members of automation team are working on one particular module only, right? How will you ensure that the conflicts are not happening between the two members? The code conflict is not happening.
Code uh,
And
code conflict is not.
yes, let's say you are working on, for example, payment module. I am also a part of your team, right? I am also working in the payment module only. Now you have to ensure that whatever work is done by me or whatever work is done by you, the code conflict should not happen. Let's say when I push my code to the Git or Bitbucket or Azure Ops, whichever tools we are using, the conflict should not happen when I push or when you push the code. How will you make sure that code conflicts are not happening? Okay. So what you can answer over here is every day when you start your day, the very first thing that you would do is you would pull your code. Or sorry, not pull your code, you will be pulling the code that is there on the server, right?
It's get pull and get push.
Yes, yes. So you would
Yes.
be
Okay, sir. Okay,
pulling,
sir.
yeah.
Yes, as get pull is that pulling the code
Mm,
to my TL or TL or the senior of my team,
mm,
and if they accept that my if they accept my get pull, they will if they accept once they accept, I will get pushed to the uh, remote repository.
right.
So they will know about that they will know about my coding and my context is also.
Absolutely. Right. So this
Yes.
is how you will answer. So you can answer as a best practice, what I would do is every day before starting my work, I will pull the code so that I get all the code that is done by the other team members. Then that is me or someone else, right? And before leaving for the before leaving from the office, what you will do, you will push your code. After testing it, it is working fine, then you will push your code to ensure that
Yes.
other parties tomorrow in the morning when they will start the automation, so uh, they will
Full.
get your code, and
Full.
this is how you would be in sync, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, how do you run the automation, how do you trigger the automation,
Sorry, sir.
how
How?
how do you run the automation, how do you trigger the automation?
In if we write the code in TestNG, we were if all the coding like on a annotation format in TestNG, I will run in that compile run or at test annotation. I will click on the right button and run it. It will execute automatically in the console as well as TestNG report. There are I get in two reports like one is a HTML format and a console format. I will if I need to report it to someone, I will get the HTML format to send reports to via email.
Mhm. Okay, so you will run it manually. You are not using any DevOps tool or anything. Any DevOps thing is not integrated with your automation framework. Yeah. Any DevOps thing, like any DevOps tools or technologies have not been
Yes, sir.
integrated,
Yes, sir. Jerkin,
right?
Jerkin tool, GitHub tool. I
Mhm.
used that.
Right. So what is
But
Jenkins?
Gherkin and GitHub is fully for DevOps team. But I used in that for in the purpose of I know about Gherkin and GitHub, but I didn't use that.
Okay.
but like,
You are telling
uh,
Jenkins, right? You are telling Jenkins,
yes,
right?
Jenkins.
Jenkins. Okay. So Jenkins
Jenkins
is,
is like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
is
yes,
like,
please go ahead.
uh, yes, yes. If applications are done only at night time, then morning I get my sending that report in through my mail. I open that and I will do all the works or is done. And Jenkins is like a pipeline. It have some stages.
Hmm.
It have some stages like one is requirement phase and one is if the coding is done by development. Another one is I will connect to that, or operating system is like which one is connected to me, not me, which one is connected to that, which one is suitable for that, where the our team will be analyzed. Then we find out that which automation tool is suitable for that. Then we will proceed accordingly. I think that's it.
Okay. So in a real-time interview, you might get this question: how do you trigger your automation? How do you run your automation, right? So you have to tell using CI/CD tool. We have configured Jenkins, and some of the DevOps team members and QA leads or managers have contributed to that, and now it is running online, right? Using Jenkins.
Okay,
Okay, this is how
okay,
you have to answer. Okay, now you have joined from laptop, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you please share your screen and write a code? So I'm giving you one Java program. In
Okay,
that you
okay.
have to find the first non-repeated character. Sorry, find the first repeated character in a string.
Find the repeated character. Oh, just a minute.
Right? And you can take any string as, for example, you take string as stress, right? So you have to find, yeah, can you please share your screen? Are you able
Yes,
to
yes,
do
sir.
that? Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
you can click on the green button, share screen option. Yeah. Now write the question on that, yeah, notepad first. So the viewers can also know what program you are going to write.
Okay, sir. Is it visible?
Yes, yes, visible. Can you increase the, yeah, font size and maximize this notepad?
Okay, okay, sir. Yes. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I'm
Hello,
able
sir,
to
can
hear
you
you.
hear?
Yes, yes, I'm able to hear
Yes, yes.
you. Yeah, write the question
Okay.
first. Yeah,
Yes,
you have to
yes.
find the first non-repeated character in a string.
First.
I have messaged you in the chat box of the Zoom.
Okay, okay, I will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to find the first non-repeated character, right? So
Okay,
can
sir.
you, yeah, can you go to the format? Format tab
Okay,
is there. We need to increase the font size.
okay,
Yeah, yeah. Increase the font size. Format. Go to format menu. Yeah. Font. Yeah.
Sorry for my lap is slow. Like,
Okay, it's getting hanged. Okay, you can tell me. Uh,
yes,
yeah, it came. Yeah, size. Yeah, select 20. Okay, great. Yeah, yeah. Now this is the string stress, and you have to find the first non-repeated character in the string.
like array dot list. Uh, uh, First
Yes.
A of
So consider, don't go into the array. Consider this as a string itself. This is a string stress, right?
okay,
Yeah. This.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Then first non-repetitive character is here. String dot array of. Actually I thought that array dot list of uh, actually I thought to I thought that st
Mhm.
or es is the all the single letter, and
Okay.
I will find out this as array dot list of a of is equal to a of 1 2 3 4 and a of 5. It will shown as yes is that s is the it will be shown as s is that answer. So
Okay.
this is the one format, and the string is another format I don't know.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know that string dot array dot list.
Yeah. No worries. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll move this here. Yeah. So what you have to do is you have to use index of option, right? Index of and last index of. So using these kind of methods, we can find the first non-repeating character. Okay, over here, suppose our string is stress, right? So index of
Okay.
this will return the position of the first occurrence, and last index of method will return the position of the last occurrence of the given character,
Oh, okay. Okay.
right? So you can
Okay.
see what I have done is, okay, then I have created a for loop and I have converted string to character array, right? And if this condition, so logic is if positions written by index of and last index of methods of the specified character are the same, then that character is the first non-repeated character in the string, right?
Okay.
So this is how you will be writing the code.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Nagalakshmi, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me? Yeah.
Actually, I already, initially, I have a fear of that interview,
Mhm.
and I know the answer of the question, but I don't know that this answer is suitable for this question or not. It's like when you ask that conflicts and is asked that that Jerkins app, Jerkins, these are that I know answer, but I don't know about that this answer is suitable
Mhm.
for that
Okay.
question. Now I'm just clear of.
Right, right. No
Now
worries.
I have some confidence to do
Yeah,
attend the interview.
correct. So what you have to do is, in an interview, when you think you are getting nervous, so just think this is not the last company, right, on the earth or in this world. There are many other companies. right? Second aspect is when you are not confident about the answer, you can ask the interviewer itself, sir or ma'am, I'm not fully confident about this answer. It may be correct or may not be, but I would like to attempt. And let me share my screen and write this code, for example. And then we can discuss whether I am going in the right direction or not. But maybe I would like
Okay,
to try, right?
okay, okay,
Like this is how you have to, interact with them, because those are interviewer is nothing but he is also a human being, right?
yes,
He
Satish.
also would be going through the Google or Stack Overflow websites or taking the help of some references to write the code, or let's say for doing testing or anything. No one
Okay,
is 10 on 10 on this earth, so don't worry about anything. Okay, we are all human beings, we all are making mistakes, and we that is that is a part and parcel of this life, right? No one is perfect, so don't worry about such things at all. Okay.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay then. Thank you so much and all the best for your career. And
Thank you,
do
Satish.
share interview
Thank you
questions
for
with
the
us.
remarks, Satish.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for the remarks.
Thank you so much. Do share interview questions with us, right? Whenever you go to the companies, you can write it to us at this email address itself, rdautomationlearning@gmail.com.
Sure, sir, sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.